Hello and welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name is Jason Newland and this is a live Let Me Bore You to Sleep. So Rachel first is the first person to, watch. And I've got Trish Strachan as well. So basically the point of this is, first of all, I wanted to see if I could fit into this shirt that I haven't worn for a long time. And clearly it's a little bit of a stretch. As you can see, it's a little bit tight, but there you go. That's only listen to this or watch this when you can safely close your eyes. And I think the camera's a little bit wonky, so I'm going to see if I can just... Oh, made no difference. Good. So Boston Chickie has just arrived, and so this is one of those live Let Me Bore You to Sleeps, which is a little bit interactive, but should still be boring because it's me, and it's supposed to be boring. But at the same time, I realise if it's live that if you're listening to this or watching this live in America or Australia, it could be the afternoon for you. So Rachel says, I'm freezing, my heating broke, I'm waiting for someone to fix it, I hope. So when you said you're waiting, have you contacted someone, or are you just hoping for the best? Hoping for the boiler fairy to appear? That was cheeky of me, wasn't it? It was the cheeky. So let's see. So I'm live at the moment. So this is number 61 on the list of sessions that I've done for these live, they're not all live, but for the Let Me Bore You to Sleep. So I've been thinking about what new sessions to do, but I don't want to do how should I word this? I don't want to do a new thing live just in case it kind of doesn't work out. And Rachel says, Andrea Di Mattia says hello. Rachel says, I hope the guy doesn't turn up in a tutu. You know what, it is a weird one. I've got a council home, and once a year the council send a boiler person to come and check the boiler, and I don't know what's the right word, just not fix it, but just give it an overhaul, like a MOT kind of thing, but for boilers instead of cars. And so the man, it was a man, it's only ever been men so far, but I'm sure they've got females there as well. That's why I didn't want to say boiler men. But it was a man that came round. It's the same person that comes around every time. And so he came in, did what he had to do, and then he left. And I got a letter yesterday, which was a kind of a certificate telling me that everything was okay with the boiler and it's certified for another year, you know. But it was addressed to the wrong person. It was addressed to a previous person that used to live here about 7 years ago. And I've been living here for 4 years nearly. And I wonder if they can't get the name right. What else are they getting wrong? It just worries me a little bit. Kareen is joined, hello. I know during these live sessions people come, people go, and that's fine. But when I have finished the session, when I've finished talking about nothing for 45 minutes or 50 minutes, I'm not sure how long, but when it's done, I will then upload the video or download it from Facebook, upload it to YouTube, extract the audio and put it onto my SoundCloud podcast, put it onto my Spreaker podcast, upload it to my website, both the video and the MP3, so you can download them from my website for free, as well as being able to stream the video and stream the audio as well. So don't worry if you just caught this and you think, oh well, I do want to listen to it, but unfortunately I have to go on holiday, or, you know, unfortunately. So you can watch it or listen to it another time. All my videos that I produce, the videos, not the, because I've got some that are Spreaker. I want to make an audio using just the podcast or app on my phone. The audio then gets sent to my SoundCloud, and if I want to, I can also get it sent to YouTube. In fact, YouTube automatically gets done and it converts it into a video, but it's not like a proper video. It's just a picture of the SoundCloud kind of podcast thing. So I don't download those and I don't upload those to my website, but I do upload the audios. When I make a video like this, I download the video, then I upload it to YouTube. I also upload it to my Vimeo channel. All the videos on my Vimeo are private and you can only stream them on my website. So that means that I'm just protecting all my content, so that I'm not relying upon YouTube, not relying upon any of the podcasts. So all of my audios and videos on my website are all on there, saved forever to download for free. And the Vimeo podcast, the Vimeo channel, YouTube video channel, I upload the videos there, and I have to pay for that service. But it's, you know, I've got all my videos on there and they're all set to private. So I'm giving you inside information into the wonderful world of this. Christopher Peter Cherry, hi. And Carrie Joan McGrath, hi. Hope, is it McGrath? Isn't it strange, because I've been on here on Facebook for 10 years. Like I've had this YouTube channel 10, maybe 11 years, about 10 years. maybe 11. And there's been times I've had contact with some people, and other times when I've had no contact, and maybe, but there's some names that really jump out at me that I've seen their posts but not for quite a while, because I think Facebook's changed quite a lot over the years, as I'm sure anyone would agree that's spent time on it. And there was a time when it seemed to be a bit easier to follow what other people were doing. Now I don't even seem to get the podcast. I don't get the posts from people to look at. So plus I've got too many people on my page to kind of follow, really. I'm not showing off, it's just no, I'm really. So John Kelly, hi John Kelly, it says that you reacted to my video. Something came up on my screen, but I don't know. So if anyone likes what I'm doing and likes the video, please, feel free to click the like button so that I can, pretend that I've got fans. Kirsty, type of stuff. Yeah. So I'm just reading some Facebook posts. So let's have a look. So yeah, I'm just waiting to see if anyone's. John, have you clicked the like button yet? I'm just having a look if it shows it on the iPhone. I'm not sure. I hope the sound's okay. I hope Sebastian comes on to what. Oh, there you go. Hello, Sebastian. Hello, Jason. Greetings from West Cork Island. Hi, John. John says, I like this live stream. Thank you. It's something for people to just, I suppose, instead of me just talking to myself, which is what I normally do when I make the Let Me Bore You to Sleep sessions. I suppose when I'm live, there's a little bit of an interaction, so it's still boring, but it's it's purposely so. I've got let's have a look. I've got a Cassie Carter. Hello, Cassie Carter. So I'm just wondering how many of you have liked my videos. So John's liked it. I'm just looking. It's kind of strange because I'm looking at because I've got it on my page. I've got the Facebook page actually up on my laptop. The laptop that you can see. Do you see? You see that big round mark? This is now my official eating plate. My plate holder. Put my plate on there when I'm eating. So Cassie Carter says, morning Jason, I just popped in to say hey. Well, hey back at ya, Cassie Carter. I know it's probably morning time for you, so you're probably not wanting to go to sleep just yet. Sebastian says, it wouldn't be boring if you guessed it, yeah. If I started having, well, the problem with having a guest on the Let Me Bore You to Sleep sessions is it would no longer be a Let Me Bore You to Sleep. Whoever I was talking to, then it'd be potentially a kind of a stimulating session which is not really what it's aimed at. But the other thing is, because I've got this microphone plugged into the iPhone, I can't actually hear anything. So even if you did come on and talk and your picture was on there, I wouldn't be able to hear anything. So I wouldn't actually be able to have a conversation with you. So I suppose my question is, I wonder if the lightning sockets in the iPhone have like a double thing where you can have, I don't know, there must be a way around it. Sebastian says Fiona isn't here anyhow. She enjoyed us both together. Yeah, I think Fiona is on holiday, I do believe, travelling somewhere. So yeah, she's but that'd be a different type of video, I guess, really, wouldn't it? Not really these boring things that we're doing. Sebastian says, "Now, I didn't ask particularly. Go on with your monologue." Well, thank you for your permission. I shall continue with my stuff, but you're welcome to chat anyway, because I can still talk to each other and say hello, and you know, because as I was saying before you joined us, Sebastian, I was saying that these live Let Me Bore You to Sleep sessions are a lot different from the ones where I'm just talking to myself, because you know, I do sort of interact a bit. John says, I've got music rehearsals in the morning and the damn anxiety. Okay, so you're trying to keep, can you hear the sound of this laptop? It's so loud. You can tell once it cuts off, there's a big difference in sound, isn't there? It keeps turning itself off for some reason. So if I miss anyone's messages, I do apologise, because the telephone screen is so small that I just about read it from here, because the phone's the other side of the table. So yeah, so I'm just I can't. Ooh, it's not supposed to be poking through my t-shirt. So yeah, the live ones a little bit more it's interaction, because the pre-recorded Let Me Bore You to Sleep, there isn't really, there isn't any interaction, because it's just me talking. But these ones are kind of still, the intention is to be bored, and only watch or listen to this when you can safely close your eyes. And I've been thinking, I've been looking at YouTube videos. I thought I'd check out YouTube because Sebastian mentioned it earlier in the day, and I thought, well, I'll check this thing out. It might be interesting. So I went to YouTube, and I thought it was Y-O-O, but it's Y-O-U, Tube, T-U-B-E. So it's quite a lot of stuff on there. So I thought I'd check out the hypnosis stuff, and I just been looking at the videos, because I've made videos in the past, but I've made hundreds, but I've made videos where there's been like pictures and like moving images and things like that, and I wanted to try and think of a way of making them a bit better. So I've been looking at some of the more professional people that are making more professional videos, and come up with a few ideas, but I'm not sure. The thing is, when you're listening to my stuff, I'm guessing, apart from maybe if it's live, but if you're just watching it on YouTube, you're going to be having your eyes closed. I mean, if you're watching this and looking at me, then So John says, any plans for Christmas, Jason, and streaming wise too? Vera's joined. Hello, Vera. John, Christmas is just the same as any other year, really. I'll be here with Andre, and just let you know, only if you do write any messages, make them fairly short, because otherwise I can't read the whole thing. And also, don't write anything that I can't repeat, because it's a relaxation session. It's a sort of sleep session. Sebastian is, I'm not sure what you want about there, so I'll perhaps read that later after the session finishes. So Christmas, I'll be here. Yeah, I'll just be, it's kind of a... Oh, Sebastian says he'll be seeing a real opera on New Year's Eve. Wow, I haven't seen an opera since I was a child. It's a long time. I've seen them on television, but I mean like in person. I went to a pantomime as an adult. So I think I saw them when I was a child as well, because I was living in a children's home for a few years, and they used to take us to, because I was living in Southend, Nazareth House Children's Home, run by Catholic nuns, and we used to go to the pier, because it's got a big pier. It used to be the biggest pier in the world, I think, at some point. And they used to have lots of shows and stuff, so I used to go there. I imagine we used to get in for free, because we were little well, we weren't little nuns, but we were with the nuns. We weren't dressed up or anything as nuns. That would be weird. We just dressed as normal, not normal, but just dressed like with clothes on and stuff. We didn't have, like, you know, we weren't holding badges with orphan on it or anything. It was just dressed as regular children. So yeah, I used to go. I remember once I went to see Jack and the Beanstalk, and I fell in love with Jack, that was played by a girl. And I don't know why. I must have been fairly close to the action. So I must have been fairly close to the stage. But I did, I remember I had a real crush on Jack, from Jack and the Beanstalk, in that pantomime or play or whatever it was. Another thing I saw was, is it Black Swan? I think I saw Black Swan as, not Blacks. What's the thing with the swans? Yeah, I think I saw something like that. Maybe I was going to say maybe the Nutcracker, but I was actually in a play at school called the Nutcracker, and me and my friend Dean, we were just playing kids, and we were kids, so it was quite an easy job really, but we were just there on the set, on the stage, and we started laughing. Oh, Sebastian says Swan Lake. Okay. We started laughing, and we just couldn't stop laughing, and the fact, you know, that we were supposed to be serious because there was all these people, parents, and everything was out in the audience watching, it just made us laugh even more. Yeah, that was fun. I think I got banned. I think I did get banned. I wasn't allowed back on stage after that. So John, other than just being here, as you're probably aware, I'm not really being great at planning the live events. And if I did something live, like Christmas, I don't know what it would be, because I like to do the Let Me Bore You to Sleep. I like to do something there's a reason behind it, if that makes sense. Sebastian says, oh, I didn't get to read Sebastian's message, sorry. There's another message come up from Susan Curter. Hello, your podcasts have put me to sleep. Had insomnia before you. Thank you, Susan. That's really kind of you to say so. I'm glad, not glad that you had insomnia, but I'm glad that I was able to put you to sleep. I suppose it sounds like a weird sentence, doesn't it? Susan, I'm glad I put you to sleep. Which ones did you listen to? Or do you listen to, Susan? If you don't mind me asking, because it's always nice to have a little bit of feedback as to just if I'm going in the right direction, or do you know what I mean? If I'm sort of... The reason I say that is that I was online looking at some videos on YouTube, and there was this YouTube video, and basically all it said is watching this video will give you hallucinations. I don't want hallucinations. I don't know why anyone would, but John Kelly said, are you looking at I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here? No, I'm not. What time are you hitting the sack tonight? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even know what time it is now. It's about 6 or 7. I'll do this until, I'll probably be talking here for about half an hour, or maybe another hour. Susan says, all of the Let Me Bore You to Sleep, also the one you did with the instrument, I think, called a metronome. I'm going to click the... Yeah, I like that metronome one. It's I can't even remember if many people listen to it, I don't know. But I quite like that. Should I tell you why I like it? Is because I'm listening to it myself while I'm doing the recording, although I can't do that with this microphone because I can't hear anything. but I was using, I guess I was just using the normal headphones and stuff. Let's see if Andre wants to come and say hello. Andre. Can't really shout at him, it wouldn't fit in with the boring thing. But what I liked about the metronome session is I found that I was pacing my words with the tick, 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 you know. So I was pacing what I was saying, and so that was quite cool, and I found it really helped me. Susan says, oh, John says it's 7 o'clock now, thank you. Susan says, I have never seen a live session as I'm in Toronto and it's the afternoon here, and I was checking Facebook, so this is a fluke. Nice to say hello, thank you. Hi to you as well. I always upload the live ones, so they're uploaded automatically on Facebook when the thing's finished. But I upload to YouTube. I also upload to my website, jasonnewland.com. So you can download all of my sessions. I've got over 800. Not 800 Let Me Bore You to Sleep, but 61 now, including this. And you can download the video, you can download the audio, or you can stream the audio, or you can stream the video on my website. So everything's available, and I also upload all the audios that I do to SoundCloud and Spreaker, those podcasts, and then via there they are shared to iTunes, iHeartRadio and Spotify, and lots of other podcast grabbers that kind of grab stuff from iTunes. So I'm not on Google Play yet, or Google Music, but because that's not available in my country, but when it is, I guess I'll be on there as well. Yeah, that's it. That's a big long sentence. I'm glad that the Let Me Bore You to Sleep is useful. That's really nice to hear. Okay, Sebastian's going regarding listening to Queen. Yeah, it's Queen. Because Queen have got a new. There's a film out, isn't there? And I was never a big fan of Queen. I like their songs. I wasn't. I think probably my favourite, the soundtrack to Flash Gordon. Absolutely loved that. But then that was probably more to do with the film. But I loved the soundtrack as well. It's just everything to do with Flash Gordon I loved. Susan says, must run off now, but we'll listen to this tonight. Thanks again. Okay, thanks Susan. And I appreciate you participating, and also sort of let me know that what I'm doing is useful, because it might seem strange. I know that I spend quite a lot of time talking about nothing, seemingly, on these sessions. I also don't want to do it for no reason, if that makes sense. So thank you. Sebastian, I'm really enjoying them. Very good and clever music. Yeah, I've not seen the film. I remember a while ago Sasha, whatever his name is, was going to be potentially playing Freddie Mercury. You know, Borak, is it? Sasha something Cohen, comedian and actor. And the thing is, he looks like him already before he even starts, apart from maybe need to change a little bit, but I don't know. It's I know someone that watched it and they loved it, absolutely loved the film. They said that it was really emotional. So I haven't done any recordings since it's been a few days. Sacha Baron Cohen, yeah. It's been a few days, and no particular interesting reason why. I've just been I've been focusing on promoting my podcasts and sharing them, and it's worked. I'm getting a lot more listeners and downloads than I was 2 weeks ago. So it's been worth putting the effort in to do that. It's very time consuming. It just seems to take forever. It's never done. The website's never finished. I've still got images I need to change over, still things I need to change on the website, and I still want to be creating new content as well. So it's a balance, I suppose. Sebastian saying something. Alright, so Sacha Baron Cohen didn't want to do the film. Well, I think it's been quite successful. Oh yeah, what was I going to talk? I'm going to America next year. I'm coming to America, as Eddie Murphy would say, and just listening to Andre. Probably be. Can you hear that in the background? It'll probably be sort of maybe May. Talking about May, Tuesday we've got the old Brexit vote, but hey, let's not talk about that. So I was thinking about what to do if I did ever come to America. What would I like to do? Where would I like to go? What would be? I suppose in some ways what would be my fantasy, in a sense of what would be the perfect trip, the perfect visit. And I would like to visit Phoenix, Arizona, and visit I think there's like a museum dedicated to Milton Erickson, who is probably the most famous hypnotist that ever lived, pretty much. I suppose other than Mesmer himself. But Milton H. Erickson was an absolute legend. So I'd like to go and visit, maybe even meet some of his family. I don't know, just because there's an institute out there, Milton Erickson Institute for Hypnosis, where they do training, and just it's sort of like one of my little dreams. I'd like to go out there. And where else would I like to go? suppose it's the obvious kind of places, you know, like to New York. That would be cool. I'd like to go to Boston, where Cheers, the pub that Cheers was based on. So that would be cool. What else? I suppose maybe Hollywood. Maybe. What other places are there in America? Hi Bonnie, thanks for joining. Sebastian says, tell us about Andre's uncle. He's a polecat. Pretty much, you know, Andre's a ferret, he's a polecat. They're pretty much the same species, but one's a bit wilder than the other. So Andre's less wild than his uncle. But his uncle is very elderly now. And he's not, he's just elderly. So him and Andre don't really get on. But they're learning over the last few days to put up with each other. So I'm hoping that I'm going to come into the room and see them cuddling each other. That's my little dream. I'll be so, and if I do, I'll get a picture of that. So look, and where, oh yes, Sebastian says, and where Andy lives. So yeah, well, if I go to America, I'll be going to Massachusetts, which is in Boston, isn't it, near Boston? So if Andy, it'd be quite cool to meet up, go for dinner or something. But that'd be up to her. I've not really spoken to her about it. But that'd be cool. John says, me to Jason, New York. Yeah, New York. I know, I mean, some people go to New York for the weekend, don't they, from England. So, which, my brother did that. He just went over there and just stayed for the day and then came back the next day. But that's a lot of travelling, there's a lot of, I don't know, I like to do things for a reason. And I said that earlier as well. I'd like to have a point to what I'm doing. Even if it doesn't seem like there's a point to others, for me there needs to be a point to it. So when I'm sitting in my big black squeaky chair over there and I'm laying back and the TV's turned off, there's no music, there's no sound, and it's just me laying there or sitting down backwards. I'm not sitting backwards, I'm sitting on my back with my eyes closed. It's like a meditation / self-hypnosis / mindfulness, whatever you want to call it. So there's a reason for why I'm doing those things. I need to have a reason. So I'll be going to America for a reason. And I won't disclose that yet because it's not been sort of agreed officially what the timetable will be. But you know what, I've been thinking how cool it would be if I could get something organised where those people in America that like what I do, that maybe have been following me for many years, would like to come and sort of meet me. So it's like a meet and greet kind of thing, and maybe do a live relaxation session or something like that, you know. just like live in concert. But I don't know how to go about that, really. Sebastian's like to go to Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco. So you just like to basically go to all the states, really, it sounds. Where would I like to go? Yeah, I've got no... I'd like to go to Canada as well. I thought, you know, it'd be quite nice to, while being in that part of the world, to go to Canada and Mexico. Just to... But I suppose my worry is if I did go to Mexico, I might not be allowed back into America. I don't know. So, and I'm not sure how all the visas work as far as being allowed to leave America and go to Canada or Mexico. Or, but that seems like it'd be quite a good opportunity to see 3 countries, maybe not see the whole of the countries, but to visit 3 different countries in quite a short period. Because I don't know, I don't know, we'll see. So if there's anyone watching this, listening to this, after, you know, it's been uploaded and published or whatever, if you would be interested in coming and visiting me and meeting me or whatever, getting to find out what I smell like, I don't know, because you don't know from the video, do you? I could be like proper pongy, but I think I'm alright. If you wanted to see me in person, then maybe even have a session, like a group session. I've got to reword that. A group relaxation thing. Then maybe let me know, or post a comment on here, and we're possibly going to be doing maybe some relaxation sessions for some students, possibly in Massachusetts. So I do wonder, Sebastian, what is public Newlandering? I'm just referring to a message that's just been posted from Sebastian Kainikos. Just found a nice receipt here. Oh. Just from the garage. So let me think. I suppose Texas would be a place, because I used to watch Dallas on telly, and seeing all the ranches and just how massive all that land, massive land. Maybe go and meet, I don't know. What's a sightseeing thing in America? I suppose the Empire State Building. You got I'm trying to think. So I know in Australia you got the Sydney Opera House. Paris, you got the Tower of Pizza. I think you got Rome. You got the the Pope. So I don't know, in America is, yeah, I suppose the White House. Malibu. Miami. Yeah, I used to watch Miami Vice. So maybe go to Miami. And what's that? Oh, what's that island that's American but it's not? Hawaii. Maybe go to Hawaii. Maybe not on the trip, but I'm just saying it, somewhere to go. So John says, I really appreciate the time for you doing live streaming. Nice to hear you talking. Thank you. It's I think I'd probably do more if I had more people watching when I did it live. Probably. But one of the benefits of doing it live is there's less for me to do at the end. I can just, it's uploaded naturally, and you know, if I record myself on a video, it sometimes takes hours to upload to YouTube. I'm talking hours and hours and hours. And sometimes it's quite quick, but it's, you know, it takes a bit too long, which means I can't do anything else with the phone while that's going on, you know. So we'll just see. I'm hoping to have a decent iPad at some point, which then means I'm going to be able to sort of sync the iPad, the iPhone, maybe do a bit more with the iPad that I do with the iPhone, perhaps even video stuff, because I would like to also potentially look to do some therapy or some counselling with people, like, you know, maybe not, I don't know, maybe John says, yeah, uploading, it's because really with the internet, with the broadband, Wi-Fi, internet stuff, they focus more on downloading. That seems to be more the priority, and they focus on download speed. Upload speed doesn't seem to be as important to the broadband suppliers. So I think my download speed is about 35 megabytes a second, roughly. Still, it's not great, but it's a lot better than it used to be. Upload speed, it's probably maybe 8 megabytes a second, maybe 9, maybe 7, you know. So that's, you think that's, if I've got a video which is 2 gigabytes, to upload that's a lot of seconds, many seconds. So, and even downloading the video from Facebook, once it's, you know, uploaded and stuff like that, to download that onto my laptop can take a good 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes. So it really just depends on, it can depend on what time of the day it is, because I'm up quite often, I'm up fairly late. So when America wake up, or when they're perhaps most active, the internet speed slows down here, which is, I don't know, it's not great for me, because that's when I'm doing a lot of my, maybe doing a lot of my work, maybe uploading stuff. Thought of it in the past, I mean. I haven't needed to upload lots of stuff for a while. Just since really the only, well, recently I did with the podcasts, but that's pretty much done now. So Sebastian says, I have 50 megabytes down. I have 50 megabytes. You get 5 megabytes a second. No, you wouldn't get, you get more than 5 megabytes a second. That's, you need, I think, at least 5 megabytes to stream Netflix. I think they recommend at least 5 or 6 megabytes a second. So I'm not quite sure. So megabytes is per second. So if you're getting 10 megabytes a second, or if you get 1 megabyte a second, it means you're getting 60 megabytes a minute. So 10 megabytes would be 600 megabytes a minute. Oh, I'm confusing myself now. Yeah, so if you've got, say I've got 35 megabytes, and I'm downloading something that's 100 megabytes, it shouldn't take more than maybe 4 or 5 seconds to download. But in reality, it does sometimes take longer than that. But I don't need things to download instantly. But I suppose I'd like a bit more consistency with knowing, you know, if it's 35 megabytes a second, then let it be that. Or if it's 90 megabytes a second, then cool, you know, just as long as I know where I am, then I'd know that if I had a 2 gigabyte file, it's going to take 25 minutes to download. Instead of like an hour and a half on my present one. Ten megabytes would be 100 megabyte connection. Glass or it go to. See, you're being a little bit too technical there, I'm afraid. We don't get too much into all that stuff. It's just what our download speed is and what the upload speed is. So my download speed should be about 36 megabytes a second, and my upload speed should be about 10 megabytes a second. And for YouTubers, you're right, for YouTubers the upload is more important. No, that's for YouTube content developers, people that produce videos. Those that watch videos, as long as you've got a standard speed, even the lowest speed should be fine with YouTube, but you need to have at least probably 5 megabytes a second to watch a YouTube video without it buffering. So I've got much better upload than they've got through. Yeah, I've had much less in the past. So I'm on fibre broadband, and it's okay. It's okay. It's not, it's a lot better than it used to be. I mean, think back 5, 6, 10 years. I mean, broadband was great, but it was still slow compared to now. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how fast the broadband is, it's more to do with the traffic that's being used. So you can have a 200-mile-an-hour car, but if you're stuck behind a car that's going 40 miles an hour, there's not a lot you can do. It seems to be, that was the whole thing about the broadband being like a big motorway. But now more people have got it, so the motorways now pull up. That's me being technical. I quite like the idea of going with Virgin, because Virgin use their own fibre optic cables. They don't rely on BT, which all of the other companies do in my country, but Virgin use their own. So it's supposed to be, well, apparently it's a lot quicker, but it's also more expensive than the one I've got. I have to kind of go for the cheapest option, but one that's also useful as well. I mean, I didn't go for the cheapest option because otherwise I'd be getting a lot less, and they'd be capped, the amount of gigabytes that I could use in a month would be limited to a certain amount, but mine's unlimited, so it's definitely worth having. I was actually gonna stop with the company I was with. I was gonna stop, cancel them when the contract finished, and they said, they asked me, do you want to know how much usage you've had this month? I said, oh, all right then. And I'd had something like I think 180 gigabytes worth of usage just in the last month. This was a few months back. I mean, that might have been due to me uploading a lot of videos to YouTube and Vimeo and stuff like that, because that does take up a lot of, well, just the MP3s alone. My MP3s are, I think, about 20 gigabytes worth of space just for the MP3s. Videos, that's a different league altogether. Some of the videos are like 3-4 gigabytes each, most are less, but you know, it's still, that's a lot of space. Yeah, there was a time, wasn't there, where you have to pay. I can't remember what it was. When I first got the internet, like paid for my own internet, it was back in probably 1999, probably. And I don't recall having to pay extra for usage. I don't recall. There might well have been, but I don't remember that. And I pretty much tried to have unlimited whenever I could over the years. But then with dial-up, everything was so slow that a lot of it didn't take up a lot of data. Well, it probably did at that time actually, but there was less, you know, there was no YouTube, there's no Facebook, there's no videos really to download. So a lot of it was just text on a page, HTML, just, you know, a few graphics, a few like flashing graphics, if you remember back in that time. But John says, I've got 3 kids that don't live with me. I'm just trying to see if I can click on the more bit to see what you said. Yeah, Christmas can be an unusual time. There's quite a lot of pressure, isn't there, to be a certain way at Christmas. But I quite like the build up to Christmas. Quite like the, you know, I can't comment on every comment I get due to the fact that, you know, the kind of session that this is, being a sort of a boring, sleepy session. But yeah, Christmas is, I don't really celebrate it, if I'm honest. I see family for like one day, for like maybe it's usually like a couple of weeks before Christmas, have like a family get together or something. And come Christmas, I've got Andre with me, and just chill out. I try and just relax and make a few phone calls. And John, I think I probably will come on here. Maybe I will make a Christmas video, maybe like Christmas live broadcast. My live broadcast, maybe I will. But yeah, I don't, you know, I'm used to, I mean, I'm never alone because I've got Andre with me. But, you know, I don't have a girlfriend, and I don't have much like company or anything. I don't really see many people, but I don't mind that. I'm okay with that, actually. I tell you what I do like to do at Christmas. I like to go. So wherever I'm living, at the moment I'm living here, but I've lived in lots and lots of different places over the years. I like to go to the busiest road and just stand in the road and twirl around, because there's no traffic, nobody to be seen. It's great. Obviously I don't twirl around if there's cars coming, but there's something about going to like a main road when it's, because I've got one here, and I suppose we've all got a road near where we live, maybe, that it's just traffic constantly, like all the time, maybe. So I like to do that, and sometimes I do a bit of tap dancing. So I just watch a bit of telly. I think if you could do something that you enjoy doing every day, even if it's just for a short period, whether it's writing a book, doing a jigsaw puzzle, whatever it is, the list is endless. And we've all got our own things that we enjoy. I like talking about nothing for an hour, and making these things and working on the website and stuff like that. But it's just a case of looking after ourselves, and remembering that it's just for one day or 2 days if you include Boxing Day, and then everything kind of goes back to how it was. And then you've got New Year's Eve, usually people still working, and then you've got New Year's Day, and a lot of people, maybe shops and stuff, have the day off, and everything goes back to normal again. So it's it's just a couple of days. Yeah. Just heard my neighbour sneezing. That's proper loud sneeze. Really loud. So yeah, I don't know how long I've been talking on here for. I get a little bit lost of the time when I'm talking and there's people online talking to me or leaving a few comments, and I can't reply to all the comments because, as I said earlier, some of them they don't fit in with the "let me bore you to sleep" theme, as it were. But I do appreciate the contribution, and I am acknowledging that I've read what's been written, and I do I hope that makes sense to those that have posted something, and maybe I haven't directly addressed what has been written and commented, but it doesn't, because this isn't just a sort of a random chat, if you know what I mean. It's more based for people that like to doze off listening to my super exciting voice. So John Kelly says you're on 1 hour. So yeah, that means it's time to bring this to an end. I think an hour is, I try and aim my sessions for an hour each. The let me bore you to sleep ones, but other sessions, I don't know, depends. I've got more of a tendency to do longer sessions nowadays, I very rarely do short sessions. I went through a period when I used to do like 10-minute sessions, and I'd do a video every day and it was 10 minutes long, and although they were, I think the content was pretty good in some of those. I'm not really necessarily I'm not a pamphlet, as it were, you know. I'm kind of a big, long, boring book. It's I don't get to the point, perhaps. Maybe not perhaps, I just don't seem to get to the point. But then in these Let Me Bore You to Sleep sessions, there is no particular point other than just relaxing and letting go and not getting caught up in thoughts that may get in the way of you getting in touch with that safe place, you know, that part of you where you can go to, you just feel good for no good reason. You just feel calm and relaxed and safe, and you can literally look out on the world and not be affected by it. That's kind of what these things that I'm doing here now is about. It's about allowing yourself to just let go. And on that note, I'm going to let go. I'm going to go and do something else. Bye.